with your host, Mr.A. That is me. Oh man, had to come back for the pay-per-view of all pay-per-views, Erislandy Lara, baby. For those who are stumbling across this random show, and those who are kindly enough to return, thank you. Y'all remember, or you now finding out, Erislandy Lara is my favorite fighter. So I gotta watch him on his last laps. And yes, that is why I'm paying this fucking pay-per-view. Showing love for him. Fuck the rest. Now, I know a lot of people are giving him hell for this Gary O Sulivan fight. Now, this is where you test yourself. How much of a boxing fan are you? Do you just like the fights of good matchups, good styles? Or do you like boxing where you follow the rules, follow the league? Even though it's not if you're a boxing fan, you kind of make a league within boxing. There's the organizations, there's the fucking the 1 through 15. So it's a year-round thing, but you can kind of predetermine eliminators and how they're going to be set up. You could kind of do that if you're a boxing fan, or if you're just a guy who likes fights. You don't give a fuck. If you're a guy who likes fights, all you see is Lara versus Gary Sullivan. What the fuck? We're about to break that down. Gary Sullivan taking on Erislandy Lara for the world title, the middleweight WBA world middleweight title. This is the best versus the best. Now that sounds fucking crazy, right? Do not forget Erislandy Lara, when the WBA announced, hey, we're going to consolidate our titles. Hey, well, let me fight Ryota Murata, and then the winner fights Triple G. If you're doing that, hey, take my belt. I'll fight. Don't forget he didn't try to do that. Let's not forget that. He got turned down. So what does he do? What Erislandy Lara always did his whole career, my favorite fighter. I know this. He has spent about 6 to 7 months trying to unify or get a big fight. And then from there, he'll take the mandatory. And that mandatory is Gary O Sulivan. He tried to get that Ryota fight. Nothing happened. And then if you look at the rankings, number 1 is what? Eubank. He's out here calling welterweights. I never really heard him pushing for no fucking Lara fight. Never heard that shit. So you got number 2. Fuck is I don't know, but I know Sergio Martinez is number 3. He fought in April. I got a list right here. Hold on. Watch. Munguia's number 2. He was trying to get a fight with Charlo. Ryota number 4, Triple G. Michael Zafara, he fought on April 20th. Atoli, who's number, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, his last 3 fights was nothing more than an 8-rounder. Yanabek, you know what he was doing. Austin Williams, he fought on April. Number 9, he fought in April. So all these guys had fights lined up. So like I said, are you a guy who likes fights? Or are you a boxing fan? This is what Lara does. He always got shit for it. But if you follow his career, before his fucking bullshit fight, he tried to fight a champion. Okay? No championship fight. Well, you got a year. What's your mandatory? Thomas Lamada. What's your mandatory? Gary O Sulivan. Everyone else is booked. You get stripped, or you become a champion, not a titleist. Erislandy Lara, I'm hoping he does his thing, jab, move. He's not quite moving still, but I'm hoping to get Gary Sullivan some clean shots out in there, pick him apart, and knock him out with a body shot. I'm hoping, as a Lara fan, I'm hoping a nice American Dream sellout in a upset pay-per-view on Charlo, a unification. You know, if Triple G gets this fight, goes up to 168, hopefully gets stripped of the WBA, Lara gets put up to the fucking full 160 WBA, pay-per-view with Charlo, upset, beats Charlo, retires. That's what I want to see. The Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A.